Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. KAL HALAL YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM Kadash. This is not a digital epistle to the 12 tribes of Israel. Double honors to all the elders and apostles who've been pushing on this truth, and honors to the other brothers pushing on the likewise doctrine, and any brother or sister believing in these last days. These days are getting last. Even though that was some terrible grammar, but the last days are approaching. We're really risking. It's been illegal. But we're risking our lives for this. It's more illegal every single day. Every day that passes on, it gets more illegal.
We don't need to wait for Jesus Christ to come back to earth in order to overcome death. A couple of geeks in a laboratory can do it.
This is why we about to burn these niggas, man, in fire pits. For if he cometh and preacheth another Jesus, another Yahushai, another he is salvation, whom have we not preached? Or if he receive another spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. Man, these niggas is wicked. What's going? Man, he's really preaching another salvation. He's preaching another he is salvation. If ye receive another spirit, which ye have not received, and another gospel. This is another gospel. This is saying that you don't need Yahushua, who people even call Jesus, for salvation, for eternal life. A couple geeks in a lab could do it. If this is not the bloody man, if this is not the man that's in it, this is not Satan himself in the flesh talking to you. This is not the race of Satan that the spiritual angel, spiritual demon, the left-hand angel, Satan, is dealing with. I don't know what it is.
We don't need to wait for Jesus Christ to come back to earth in order to overcome death. A couple of geeks in a laboratory can do it. We'll have the possibility of upgrading humans into superhumans. If we are giving up on gods, but we will turn ourselves into new kinds of gods. We'll make
giving up on gods and turn themselves into new. Listen, and having a form of godliness. That's what they're saying. That we will become gods by rejecting the gospel. We will have a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. Man, he's saying you don't need Yahushua for salvation anymore. You don't need him for immortality. That's the couple geeks. And allow. I'm gonna give it to you. Denying the power thereof, for such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, lead away with diverse lusts, ever learning but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. And he thinks he's spinning straight facts.
maybe acquire.
And look, speaking of ever learning, not able to come from the truth, look, Yuval Noah Harari. Yuval Noah Harari is isn't an Israeli public intellectual, historian, and professor in the department of the history, the history, the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. Which what percent of this? What public intellectual? What intellectual historian? Professor in the department of history in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. This is accepted? This is not a religious institution? Maybe it's not. He is the author of the popular science bestseller *Sapiens: A Brief History of Humankind*. So he's history, but if he's going into *Sapien*, it's evolution. So it's not like nonsense. *Homo Odysee*, A Brief History of Tomorrow. This probably the linking with the biometric system and the human. and the 21 lessons for the 21st century. See, look like digital footprint. You know how Miss Day says. It's book written once. Not important. Probably some more nonsense.
Our divine abilities through ourselves. In the next few decades, we are likely to see the emergence of non-organic life, and the greatest revolution not only in history, but also in biology. In the 21st century, we may see the emergence of a new massive class of useless people. People who have absolutely no economic value. It's estimated.
See, a rise of new people who have no economic value. And this is just the new organic people they created. No, it's the organic people that are you who've been organic, man. You know, people come with some bullshit ass gaslighting concepts like, oh, I'm juiced. You're non-pricked. When we're all born unpricked. So they're gonna come in with a new thing that makes you irrelevant.
That within, say, 30 years or so, up to 50% of the jobs in the job market will be taken over by artificial intelligence and computers. Everything from driving taxis to diagnosing diseases to even teaching. Artificial intelligence will be able to do better than humans. You have a small elite that pushes things in its own interests, even if it doesn't benefit the vast majority of the population. This has happened so many times previously in history, and it's probably going to happen again. The own interests, even if it doesn't benefit the vast majority of a new, from driving taxis to diagnosing diseases to even teaching. Artificial intelligence will be able to do better than humans. You have a small elite.
From teaching to medicine, the artificial intelligence will run your life.
Pushes things in its own interests, even if it doesn't benefit the vast majority of the population. This has happened so many times previously in history, and it's probably going to happen again. One of the biggest dangers to the planet today is this technological utopia, because probably for the elite it will work. If bad comes to worse.
See, I had a friend, atheist, don't believe in the Bible, silly fairy tale, right? In high school. When I found out what he said, they're just gonna destroy the planet. He said they're gonna destroy it, since people destroy the planet, people pollute the planet, we need to go to another planet. How? Like, let's say it's possible. Let's say they could get out the boat, and they could build a spaceship, and bring everything that could sustain life until all then. Like, how? You personally believe, you gotta be white to believe this, maybe it was Israelite, but you believe that these people, these rich elite, is going to take you with them. Like, that's something that you have a better chance of the Lord being real and saving you over the elite caring about you and you leaving the planet, man. I already, man, as soon as I'm able to see something and put myself in the situation. So when I seen the movie 2012, and I've seen them only picking rich people and people who they believe that that could repopulate the world, famous people, ain't going. They ain't taking your ass either. The same thing is happening in this situation. There's an art that the rich people are building for themselves and they ain't letting you in on it. And these people are trusting these people who don't care about their survival.
When the flood comes, the scientists will build a Noah's Ark for the elite, leaving the rest to drown, the rest of the people and then the rest of the ecosystem.
And he's being very blunt because they know you have no way of escaping this. And he's explaining this like, oh, this is what will happen. They're telling you what the elite. Even though these people trust in the elite, really, but he's telling you what the elite gonna do. And he's using his he's gonna act like, oh, if we create this way, we could all be there. But he's telling you, man, the wicked is telling you. It's only for condemning them.
But they are likely to be able to construct this technological Noah's Ark, which is probably what much of the elite is counting on. Where will the new religions emerge from? Probably not.
He's saying, and Zechariah 11:4. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, my God, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter, whose possessors slay them, and hold themselves not guilty, that they sell them, say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not, and they have no pity for them. They're telling you now, their illness knows like you're done. You won't be useless unless you put that inside your body, and you're still done. They're still pretty much telling you that the elite is just you're gonna be useless. You're gonna be left behind. You ain't have shit to do it, and most likely the power is gonna run to their head anyways. They're telling you, man. For I will no more pity the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord. But lo, I will deliver the man, every one, into his neighbor's hand, into the hand of the king, and they shall smite the land. And let me start up. And for I will not pity the inhabitants of the land, the Lord's not, saith the Lord Yahweh. But lo, I will deliver the men, every one, into his neighbor's hand, and into the hands of the king. And that's what's really happening, man. They're being delivered into the hand of the king. And they shall smite the land, and out the hand I will not deliver them. I will feed the flock of slaughter, even you, O poor of the flock, and took me to sows, and I call beauty, and the other I call bands, and I feed them to the flock. The leaders don't care, man. These leaders being fled to the flock, man. These animals, like, man, they want to put it all in your ear, like you're an animal, but they won't put it inside you.
Not from the Middle East. If you are looking for the new Muhammad or for the new Lenin, he or she is probably in Silicon Valley.
Wicked.
Not in the Middle East. This is where the new techno religions
I mean, all the niggas is wicked, but
are emerging from. Just as communism promised paradise on earth with the help of electricity and steam power, so now you see the emergence of new religions, new techno religions that promise paradise on earth with the help of genetic engineering and artificial intelligence and computer algorithms and so emerging from. Just as communism promised paradise on earth with the help of electricity and
see, we're in the time where the niggas cannot promise you immortality, whether it's true or not, and here they can.
power. So now you see the emergence of new religions, new techno religions that promise paradise on earth with the help of genetic engineering and artificial intelligence and computer algorithms and so forth. And they are much more ambitious.
Heaven on earth with genetic engineering and computer algorithms?
Than anything we've previously seen throughout human history. To give just one example before I wrap it up and leave time for the discussion. For the first time, I mean, even Lenin and Marx, with all their ambitions, never went as far as promising people
Karl Marx and Lenin could never promise niggas immortality.
Yes, paradise on earth, but eventually, even in the socialist paradise, you die. And they
So, even in this time, they couldn't, as much as they've been sold on the idea of communism, none of them could truly love the system so much that they would die. They believed that they would live forever in that system. But now, when people would take this flip, these people can be fully convinced in their mind that it's going to give them immortality. Atheists are going to be so boastful, man. When they get the blip, they going to say it. They already got that eternal life.
their mouth shut about what's happening to you after you die. But the new techno religions that we see emerging from Silicon Valley and similar places across the world, they even promise immortality here on Earth with the help of technology. For example, Google has established 2-3 years ago a subcompany.
And people he's saying, he's not saying new program, new technology. He's saying new techno religion. Because you have to worship. You have to worship.
Called Calico, whose stated mission is to solve the problem of death.
And while we're there, you know, it's gonna save this one of the most important. But hey, let's get right to it. Revelation 13. You know, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had 2 horns. That's that democracy. That's that Republican Democrat. Like a lamb, coming in all gentle, but he spake as a dragon. He spit that fire out of his breath, burning, he's destroying. You don't think of dragon, you think nice. And he exercised all the power of the first beast, man. Exercised all the power of the Greco-Roman system, that violence, to put the so-called white man at the top, to put his system, put himself on the top of the monetary system, put himself everywhere. He had the most dominion over land, so-called white man is really the police of the earth of his wickedness, slaying and murdering to get his riches and wealth, and oppressing the Israelites and all the nations. And the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders. This is the Antichrist I'm talking about. So that he make fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men. That's that nuclear bomb. Dropped in not a nuclear atomic bomb. They dropped in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And hey, people, what did that do to me? And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. And that's what they did. They built the kingdom, they built America, they built the Greco-Roman system. And look, they're pushing it even further. What was it? I think it was May 22nd when they signed up over their power to all the pandemic states, and they gave all the power to the beast. They consented that the one pandemic will give, will dinner gives that's crazy. One pandemic will unite all these beasts. The next virus that breaks out could give medical authorities power over all you, over everyone, over like 170 countries. And they did, have they not deceived the world? But they developed the juice in how many years? In less than a year? They can hear you. Whoa. Well, the people, we can get rid of this like they did the measles. People still get that. And deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do inside of the beast. So inside of all the men, saying to them that dwelleth on earth that they should make an image unto the beast, which had been wounded, that had a wound by a sword, and did live. They did that with NATO. And they're pushing it even further with this one world order. They're not going to pretend like they're a sweet, sweet country no more. They're not going to pretend to be the lamb. The niggas straight dragon. And he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast both speak, and cause that all as many as worship not, or as would not worship the image of the beast, should be killed. And he causeth both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive in the right hand and the forehead. Wait, let's go back. Let's go into this word worship. This is word worship. To kiss the hand towards one in a token of reverence, man. You're reverencing the beast, the Greco-Roman system. Amongst the Orients, or the Orientals, especially the Persians, who fall to the knee and touch the ground with their foreheads as an expression of profound reverence. In the New Testament, by kneeling or prostration to do homage in obseisance, whether in order to express respect or to make supplication, to use of homage to show unto men, of being of superior rank, to Jews high priests, to gods, to Christ, to the anointed, to heavenly beings, to demons. It's imperfect. This one, the strongest definition, probably derives from meaning to kiss, like a dog licking his master's hand. There you go. And that's what you're doing.
In similar places across the world, they even promise immortality here on Earth with the help of technology. For example, Google has established 2 or 3 years ago a sub-company called Calico, whose stated mission is to solve the problem of death.
With all the current issues on our agenda,
and people will be licking out the so-called white man's hand when they believe that they no longer have to die.
we tend to forget that we are in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution, which accelerates global change in much more comprehensive and faster ways than the previous 3 revolutions.
And you see, the difference of this fourth industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
We need to realize that
Not things that change, you are changed in the big identity.
humans are now hackable animals. You can hack them. A good two-way communication system, direct communication system between brains and computers, this is kind of the watershed moment. I mean, once you have a good two-way, nobody has any idea what happens after that. I think maybe in a couple of decades when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment.
So
when everything became more, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital.
So remember what people remember from the crisis. This is the moment where everything went digital, and the Wivok come back in a hard way. People think they escaped it. No, they take the juice. Not knowing, they think that they just get to continue through life. And this is the moment where they use that whole system to Trojan horse their biometric system. And when you look at the Jackson pass system that came with these Jackson juices, you can go look in Sweden. The QR codes can be administered by the chip.
If this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian regimes, but even in democracies, and maybe most importantly at all,
just democracy, man. And they're using all these school shootings. They're using all this racism and police or whatever to accept being surveilled 24/7. And if in China they got a population of 1 billion and there are enough cameras for 2 people, there are 2 cameras for every 1 person in a place like China. How much control? How many cameras do you think they have in America?
The moment when surveillance started going under the skin. I think that the big process that's happening right now in the world is hacking human beings, the ability to hack humans, to understand deeply what's happening within you, what makes you go. And for that, the most important data is not what you read and who you meet and what you buy, it's what's happening inside your body. So we had these 2 big revolutions, the computer science revolution, or the infotech revolution, and the revolution in the biological sciences. And they are still separate, but they are about to merge.
History is truly at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent.
What you read and who you meet and what you buy, it's what's happening inside your body. So we had these 2 big revolutions, the computer science revolution, or the infotech revolution.
See, they don't want to control. They don't want to go further than controlling where you go, who you meet, what you see. See, the social distancing was nothing. It shows you how brain dead niggas are, man. With niggas, man, because these niggas really don't use their brain. These niggas love their normacy bias. These niggas love America. And these niggas don't think about the consequences of them niggas not being able to stand next to their friends in the group, man. And yeah, just sitting in a car with niggas, just cooling. That shit's not even just being next to each other, controlling where people shop and go. That's not enough. They want to know what's control what's inside your body. And we're seeing.
And the revolution in the biological sciences. And they are still separate, but they are about to merge.
History is
Technological and biological. They're separate, they're about to merge. They want to control everything that's inside of you on a microscopic level.
at a turning point. We do not yet know the full extent and the systemic and structural changes which will happen. However, we do know that global energy systems, food systems and supply chains will be deeply affected. But the fourth industrial revolution is actually changing our...
We don't know what will change. We just know everything that we rely on right now to live will extremely be affected.
It's changing not only what we are doing, it's changing who we are.
What the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, our digital, and our biological.
Our physical, digital, biological. Okay? You will have no separation from your social media. We will have, man, you have no separation. From your digital identity, from your digital reputation, you have no separation. You know, your credit score, you could have terrible credit, but you could have a dollar, you could go to the vending machine and go get a soda pop. That shit may not be, you may not have you may not have that luxury. You jaywalk, that shit might put you right under your credit score shit. You might be fucked.
Smartphones and governments using that technology and a greater threat of surveillance. Can you talk to me about this, and do you think ultimately this is a good or a bad thing for civilization?
It could be good, but we need to be very careful about it. What's happening?
It could be good. We need to be very careful. We need to be very careful about it. But why don't you just don't do it? Why don't you just improve technological structures? Why don't you just improve physical structures? Why don't you improve health? But they don't want that, man. They want full dominion. They want full dominion. That's ultimate.
Oh, it's really a watershed in the history of surveillance. First of all, we see mass surveillance systems entering and being adopted in democratic countries which previously resisted them. Secondly, we see the nature of surveillance changing. Surveillance systems entering and being adopted in democratic countries which previously resisted.
Ultimately, this is a good or a bad thing for civilization.
It could be good, but we need to be very careful about it. What's happening now, it's really a watershed in the history of surveillance. First of all, we see mass surveillance systems entering and being adopted in democratic countries which previously resisted them. Secondly,
and democratic countries are being so influenced, man. They got their witchcraft, they got their media, their god of illusion. Media, I think. Media. And these illusions that they're putting up people who have good history or who have understanding, who have common sense. They've been deceived to believe that this shit would benefit you. They're accepting all this. They've been deceived into accepting all false flags, into accepting things that will get them killed.
we see the nature of surveillance changing from over-the-skin surveillance to under-the-skin surveillance.
No pity for you. Again. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard, the Antichrist shall come against Mashiach, anti-anointed, shall come even now there, even now, there, many antichrists. And we're seeing them. We're seeing Klaus Schwab. We saw him talk. Bastard. You see this rat bastard. You see Yuval Noah. Another rat bastard. And whereby we know that it is the last time. Ain't nobody could seemingly really promise you immortality at that time without Yahushua. And who is a liar but he that denieth Yahushua, who is the Hamashiach, or deny that Yahushua is the Hamashiach, and he is the Antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son, and every spirit that confess not Yahushua Hamashiach, this is come in the flesh, is not of God, and this is that spirit of Antichrist, of anti-Hamashiach. You're against Hamashiach. You're against the anointed. Anti-anointed, the spirit of the anti-anointed, whereof ye have heard that it should come, and now, even now, already is it in the world. For many deceivers have entered the world who confess not that Yahushua Hamashiach is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. Man of lawlessness. Who do you think this is talking about? This is talking about. Do you see the Chinese man right there? Did you see the Arab man? Yeah, we know this man heapeth against him all people. But we see the so-called white man, so-called European, the so-called small hat, Amalek. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua, our Lord Yahweh, no, our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, and by the gathering unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in thy mind, or be troubled, neither by the spirit, nor the word, nor by the letter, as from us, as that day of Hamashiach is at hand, and it is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means. No, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And we had to, as Israelites, we forgot they were Israelites, and we were raising up, starting with AHBAD Babel, who I believe is Elijah. And that man of sin be revealed. So we had to fall away, and this nigga was murdering us thousands of years. The falling away really started in when we got 2,300-ish BC. When the Greeks, when they really started to cut off from our heritage. I mean, okay, let me take that back. Let me take that back. But the falling away happened in 70 AD when we were really being crucified on the highest point of level, and we had to flee, and we really lost our heritage. And through that time, after 70 AD and the murder that these men did, we learned that this is the man of sin. You really be revealed. Not a lot of Israelites knew that the Romans were in him at the time. And we're seeing the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of destruction. And we're gonna go into Obadiah, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, all that is called BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and he's doing that. We're seeing it. You see, you don't need God anymore. We become our own gods. We will reject God and become our own gods, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, slewing himself that he is God, Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things. And ye know that withholdeth that he might be revealed in this time. This is the time. If it hasn't been revealed to you, I don't know what to say. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, man. See, like we already had these niggas. We've been pillaging. I mean, these niggas have been wicked even before that. They got control of the Greek heritage, but and the mystery, this man of sin, already been working at that time. You know, the Lord has been using him to fulfill prophecy, and it's already worked at this point. Niggas be talking about the Antichrist, saying that the one man who gonna see, he gonna get the whole world to worship him. Nigga, the mystery of iniquity, that's already worked. You not seeing this shit? You ain't seen the microchip. Niggas not seeing the blip, the micro blip. Only he who letteth will let until he be taken out the way. So this man gonna keep going. He gonna keep pushing out the abominations of the Lord, cut him off. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy him with the brightness of his coming. That's nuclear missiles. Even him whose workings, even him whose comings after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, in him shall perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause of God, of BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie, and send strong delusion that these people actually believe that they could accomplish this shit, and other strong delusion that y'all believe that he will accomplish this, and y'all put that inside your body, and y'all think that's a better option. That they all might be damned who believe not in the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. But we are bound to give thanks always to the Lord, to God, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through the sanctity of the Spirit and the belief of the truth. First Corinthians 1:8. He was looking at the translation. Let's see. And he will oppose he will oppose and will exalt himself over everything that is called God or is worshipped, so that he will set himself in God's temple, proclaiming himself to be God. And he's putting himself in the temple of the Israelites, and he's proclaiming himself to be the gods. He will exalt himself and defy everything that the people call God and every object of worship. He will sit in the temple of God, claiming that he himself is God. Remember that he and that Revelation 13:17. And that no man buy or sell, save ye that had them, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You know, some scary times. You can't even read the verse. I can't even read every word in the verse. God's judgment unavoidable. Amos 9:1. I saw the Lord standing upon the congregation. I saw the Lord BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI standing upon the altar, and he said, smite the linen of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that flee of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be deceived. Though though they dig into hell, into the ground, then hence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up into heaven, you know they're going to the space. They got their space stations. Thence will I bring them down. Ain't no way they can run. So these people are going to be on the ark. You know, they're going to be in their underground bunkers. And if they're in an underground bunker in America, none will not live. It will be dissolved. They will be burnt in there, man. Ain't nobody in a bunker in America gonna survive. But, you know, if they're in a bunker, underground bunker, in another country, it's not gonna get it. You know, I can't wait to pull them out. They're gonna be the first fruits of slavery. Yeah. And they're gonna be in the space stations. I can't wait. Because they're going into slavery. So this that ark they building. Either way, they done. Revelation 13:14. And deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound, by the sword, but did live. And that's what they're doing. And people are about to be fully integrated with this beast. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet. You know, that's the Vatican. And that wrought miracles before him, which he deceived them that had which had received the of the beast, and them that worship his image. These both were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone. That's what's gonna happen to all of them. Pushing this wickedness, forcing these down in people's bodies, And the remnant were slain with the sword of him that sat on the horse. They sitting on the power seat, they sitting on the authority. We're gonna be slain. Upon the horse, which sword proceeded out his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. and their land also is filled with idols. They worship the works of their own hands, that own hands, that which their own fingers made, and that's what they're doing. They're saying, well, what we made is going to make us gods. See how wicked, the wickedness that they're pushing, and they're really pushing this universal language, this Babel confusion. Genesis 11, and, the whole earth was one language and of one speech, that Hebrew, that Paleo Hebrew, that Lashawan Kadash, the holy language, the holy tongue. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east, and that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwell there. And they should one they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they said, and they had a brick for stone, and slime had for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach to the heavens, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. Yeah. And they're all coming on together, and they're all being with people trying to survive. You know, their own disaster. They're trying to create an ark for themselves. Mm-hmm. Trying to escape judgment from the Lord for all the wickedness that they commit. And the Lord, Yahweh, came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord Yahweh said, behold, the people is one. So all the people is one. And they all have one language. And in this they begin to do. These people are all, when all these heathen come together, in the language barrier and keeping them from killing each other, they come together, they rebel against the Lord. And nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. And look, nothing. They got the World Economic Forum, got all these countries, and look, they literally think they become God and give these niggas immortality, and these niggas don't need Yahweh Yahushai. These niggas don't need Yahushai for immortality. They don't need Yahushai to live eternally. It's so wicked, man. So I don't even want to even really just go think about this, man. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like doing lessons, but just sitting there, really just thinking about it, man. It's so wicked. These things are so wicked. The rich young ruler, and behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good things shall I do that I may have eternal life? Matthew 19:17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? You know, he's Solomon. He understands his sin. There is none good but one, that is God. That's thy power. You know, Yahweh. That's right. That only one good, Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. And he saith unto him, which Jesus said, Yahushua said, Thou shalt do no murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and honor thy mother. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, All these things I have kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? So what's he missing? Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou have treasure in heaven. Come follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. He didn't want to give it away. He want to sell it all, man. He want to sell his treasure and come follow the Lord. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to enter through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of AHBAD Babal. You know, that's a very small path where you really can't have no possessions. You need such a small crawl space. You need to, your camel, you got to really get on all four, got to crawl into there. And if you bring your possessions, you can't go in there. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, then who can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible. Man, fuck all these niggas, man. Fuck all these Edomites, man. Y'all all going in chains, man. I cannot wait. I mean, I couldn't even get through that. Let's read it again. But his disciples heard it, and they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Jesus, Yahushua, beheld them, and said unto them, with men this is impossible. Stop playing, man. These niggas is playing. These niggas about to get cut off. But with BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, all things are possible. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which followed me in the regeneration, seed rate process of the process, the again seed process of the seed reprocessing, them dying and coming, them dying and regenerated, the process of reseeding back on the earth, these niggas dying and being reincarnated. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that which follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man sit, I'm gonna copy this because I want to see if there's a reincarnation translation. In the regeneration, when the Son of Man sit in the throne of glory, ye also shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken his houses, brethren, sister, father, mother, wife, children, or land, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold. Then we're gonna get 100-fold of all this shit. We're gonna get 100-fold of houses, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, wives, children, lands. They shall receive 100-fold and shall receive eternal life. But many that are first shall be last, and then the last shall be first. So all these people you see up there, them niggas gonna be last, man. Them niggas gonna be slaves. LeBron James gonna be last in the kingdom, man. Cardi B last in the kingdom. You ain't gonna be looking for these niggas, man. You ain't gonna be looking for no Lil Wayne. Come spitting, man. No, I fuck with them 140K niggas, but man, you 6 foot, 7 foot. I need to hear that. No, man, them niggas gonna be last. You gonna be whipping, man. Klaus Schwab. You ain't gonna be Elon Musk, man. Don't tell me what it was like. People Amber Heard. No, we gonna be whipping that nigga. What was it? Hey, Jeff Bezos. What was it like? Amazon. No, we gonna be whipping that nigga. Slash. Man, LeBron gonna have his head down in the kingdom. Lil Nas X gonna have his head down in the kingdom. Jay-Z gonna have his head down in the kingdom. Beyonce gonna have his head down in the kingdom. If these people are Israelites, man. Cause this shit get deep. Man, we gonna find out like a lot when we get to the kingdom how wicked these people were. It's this renewal things, the renewal things, the regeneration, 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 regeneration. This is nasty. And how else I said to them, surely I will say to you who have come after me, in the new world, when the Son of Man sit on the throne of his glory, you will also sit in the 12 thrones and will judge the 12 tribes of Israel. That would have been fire if I could have found it. I could have found that. And Ecclesiastes 27:2. As a nail sticketh fast between the joining of stones, so does sin stick close between buying and selling. And we're seeing, man, this. We see. But there, how much sin is attached to this? How much power you're going to get over buying? They're saying you'll be elite. You're going to be obsolete buying or selling in the new kingdom, man. You're going to be a race of humans that don't even matter. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee. So against thee, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And we're seeing this one, like the eagle that came from the other end of the earth. Then they surveil everything. And they got their eagles, their planes, and I find they got the bird's eye view. You get to see with the surveillance that they're getting us agreed to, man. They get to rule as the eagle. Obadiah 1. In the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI concerning Edom, we have a rumor from the Lord Yahweh. An ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small amongst the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. And we're seeing these niggas, man. The pride of their hearts, man. These niggas are deceived. Thinking what they gonna do? These niggas can't be God. They don't need Yahweh. These niggas could have immortality. Yes, these niggas do have more knowledge than any heathen, but they still have such a fraction of what they understand, man. These people have a little understanding, man. These niggas try to replace the Lord. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, man. These niggas were living in caves. Now we see them niggas is living in apartments. Them niggas is living in condos. Whose habitation is high. Yeah. That saith in his heart, who shall bring thee down to the ground? They ain't worried about no Howard shot. They ain't worried about no Yahweh. I mean, they is deep down secretly, you know, in their meetings, but how they boast openly, who can bring them down? Them niggas don't care. Them niggas is wicked, man. These niggas just teed. Who gonna bring these niggas down? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, man, they are. They're highest flying bird, man. They're fierce, violent. They got the bird's eye view. They can surveil everything with their surveillance. And they're gonna use that social credit system, their surveillance state. Man, they're really gonna that's really exalting themselves as an eagle. You know, China got 2 cameras for every citizen, and they got only 1 billion citizens. So how much more surveillance will be under in America? And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith the Lord. Hosea 8:1. Set thy trumpet to thy mouth, he shall come as an eagle against the house of the Lord. And that's how he is, man. With the surveillance state, with this biometric buying and selling. He's coming against the Lord, man. He's coming against the house of the Lord to try to cut us off from the covenant because they have transgressed my covenant and transgressed against my law. You see, man, this type of wickedness, just because they transgress the law, man, they gotta cut us off. Make thee bald and pull thee from thy delicate children, and enlarge thy baldness as the eagle, for they have gone into captivity from thee. Man, this evil got us captive, man. And the Lord gotta come and he gotta smite them. He gotta smite them. Lord gotta smite these niggas, man. I hate these niggas so much, man. Like, wow. Like, man. The blasphemous statements that these niggas do really think they go accomplish, man. No longer, but this shit terrible. And I'm just glad that we're just at the end. Oh, how about to break loose? I'm just so sorry, but fuck these niggas, man. Fuck the World Economic Forum. Fuck Bill Gates. Fuck all them niggas, man. Fuck, all the way to the top. Man. From the lowest, from the lowest Edomite, and all the heathens that are confederate with us. I mean, and the heathen too, man. We don't like the heathen, but especially the lowest Edomite to the bankers, man. We come for y'all niggas, man. Yeah, I hate y'all so much. KAL HALAL YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM Barkadash, Barkdayahaw, Barkdayahaw Shai, Barkdayahaw, Barkdayahaw Shai. I hope this lesson was edifying.